So people have asked me what I think about the HP increases in Honkai Star Rail, and it's got different aspects depending on what kind of player you are. If you're a free-to-play player, it's definitely going to increase the cost to get your Stellar Jades, because if you can't 3-star the endgame modes, or you're struggling already, then it's just going to delay that further. So yeah, definitely it's a cost for you guys in order to pull your next character, so you guys probably aren't a huge fan of it, unless of course you're a free-to-play player who already has a decent account and can clear that endgame content, no worries. Which then leads me on to the endgame players. A lot of endgame players, endgame players, the ones that are zero cycling, they constantly were complaining that they couldn't tell which one of their team compositions was like the best one because the enemies were dying so fast. So by increasing the health of the enemies, it may make it easier to see which team comps are better than others, because at the moment some of those endgame ones kind of look all the same because the enemies die so quickly. So for the endgame players, this is actually probably a pretty good thing. They need the additional difficulty. Whether this was the best way to give them that difficulty is another story. Some would have preferred like another mode where you had to use like 3 teams. That would have been better than increasing the health. And maybe that mode had like the harder enemies. But I mean, we can't get everything we want, so I guess for the time being we can take this. So for an endgame player, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Now for the new players, because this is like retrospective, it means all the enemies are going to be harder. That traditionally, like when we cleared it, the main story wasn't as hard as it's going to be for a new player. And that's probably going to mean that they're going to take longer to finish the main story quests and get to endgame, which does have an implicit cost on the price of characters, because if you can't get the free Stellar Jades very easily, then it increases their chances of either quitting because they're frustrated by not able to get past content, or more likely than not, it's probably going to encourage people to pay to win, which I think the HP increase is probably more of a cash grab than like trying to help the community. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think on that point. It won't be impossible for the new player, because it's really just going to increase the number of cycles it takes to beat some of those bosses. And I remember when I did like a couple of those bosses, it took my account at the time like 20 to 30 minutes just of like leaving my game on auto to get through the boss. So it might mean that someone's got to walk away from their like PC or their phone for a longer than what it used to take, which is not great, but at least you can get through the content, so that's not a terrible thing. I don't know about the backdating of it though, like the retrospective application of the health. Like I feel like they should have done it from like the go forward story. That would have made more sense. So allow people to experience the game as it was designed. But then I guess they're trying to account for people, new players pulling these new characters, and I suspect it means that these new characters are going to be broken, or they're going to be doing some amplification of our current units that means that these enemies would be too easy if they don't increase the health. So there's a few aspects to this kind of like thing that I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, let me know if I'm on point or whether you've got any other counter arguments to this particular topic. I'm Toxic Abyss. If you liked the video, please, you're welcome to subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, or take care. Bye.